Well, welcome back. And, I could use some subscribers and some likes. I thought I'd talk today about how dangerous it is to live in Colombia. And I have to say, it's probably, I felt a lot more insecure in the States than I ever did here. Crime that I've witnessed here, hardly any. The main thing you see or hear about here is the guys stealing cell phones. Somebody's walking with their cell phone, they're not paying attention, and somebody comes behind, grabs the phone and runs. Or the famous thing is they'll come up on a motorcycle and there'll be two on the motorcycle. One will jump off, grab your phone, and take off. Or sometimes they'll have a gun or a fake gun or whatever and take your phone. Sometimes they'll take a woman's purse. But as far as violent crimes, shootings, robberies, homicides, that's pretty rare. And it depends. From the big city, you're going to see maybe a little bit more, like Bogota and Medellin. But the time I lived in Bogota, I really didn't witness anything, and most I heard about is the guys jumping and grabbing cell phones. On the coast, Cartagena, they're famous for ripping off tourists, but they rip them off with prices. You go in to eat a meal that should be, say, 10,000 pesos, and they'll charge you 50,000 pesos. So instead of charging you $4 or $5 like the normal, they'll charge you $15. And because of the difference in the money, the Americans or the tourists don't pick up on it. In Medellin, it is known more for, it does have some child trafficking and crimes along that route, more prostitution and crimes involved with that, more like a big city like CLA or that, but on a lot lower scale. The drugs, really don't see anything. I'd be walking the dog and you might smell somebody walking their dog smoking a joint, which is legal here. So long as you're not flagrant in that and you're smoking a joint or small time drug use, they really don't bother you. And the big drug dealers now are pretty low key and keep a very low profile. So you really don't hear anything like you did in the 80s. And the big shootouts and any of that stuff, that's pretty much gone away. The guerrillas and those problems that have been going on in Colombia for years are more in the jungles in Cauca, I think, which is a place that Americans wouldn't really go to live. And, excuse me a minute, they wouldn't go to live and probably wouldn't go travel there. So those areas you wouldn't see anything. Barranquilla, Cartagena, all those places are pretty safe except for the normal tourist rip-offs with prices. And violent crimes in the pueblos even less, because I'm in a small pueblo, so everybody knows everybody. And if somebody's a criminal, everybody knows, and they get kind of taken care of locally. The local guys will approach them. To give you an idea, there's a couple guys that stole some horses and then they sold them to a meat market. And these were younger guys, I'd say in their 20s. And the guys that owned the horses found out about it, and they caught one of the guys and broke both of his arms and told him never to come back. And the other guy took off and didn't come back. So it was like a local justice. But crime-wise, I feel a lot safer here than the States. A lot less guns. It's illegal to own guns, but of course criminals always find a way to have them. And a lot of the crime is done by the Venezuelan refugees that have come across the border. And most of their crime is the simple holdups or phone grabs and that. But major crimes, or where you feel threatened or that, not so much. In the smaller towns, probably less. But I have to say, life here has been pretty safe and I don't feel threatened, and I can walk around here pretty much any time at night and not feel threatened. And in Bogota, it was about the same. Only thing, you know where you can walk and where you don't. You walk in areas where there's a lot of people and that. You don't go walking down alleys, kind of like same as any big city. But I feel like the crime, I lived in Georgia, the crime in Atlanta was a whole lot more and a whole lot more dangerous than anything here. So you got to take it in perspective. There's no place that's not going to have any crime. But crime here compared to the States is a lot less and a lot lower key. Well, that's all for today, but if you can subscribe and like, that would definitely help me to encourage me to make more videos. Thank you.